Yeah, I think they're hoping to be done that work this week.
Oh yeah.
So am I.
Jackson.
Okay.
Jackson.
I'm coming, but like
No,
Stu's
too late.
got it.
We gonna spin it? Nope. That one good? We're good. Yeah. Let's let them get that one in there. That's good.
Okay, how do you put these bad boys on?
Drop your in a little bit.
Got the drill.
Up.
You do this.
I'm good. We're good. Now we're good.
Hey,
Do a little shove.
oh
Yeah, get down. Oh.
I can't. I'm just staying in line.
Pretty near there.
It's gonna go.
Not ours. Oh, nice. Hey, here. Up we go.
Holy doodle.
Oh, look at that foot.
You're gonna need a different foot.
You're going to need a different foot.
4?
Look at that one. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know.
Mitch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Two.
Who's starting with that?
You have to hammer this one then.
Alright. I guess people are camping out in there. I don't know.
How's the Breakers Motel jail?
Tell me about what you think of the fence. I didn't know that you were aware that it was further, that there was I believe 15 feet.
Oh yeah, I live right here, so I'm down here all the time. When I saw where the fence was, I thought that empty space, with the sand, I thought, gee, a lot of people are going to want to bring their kids there. I love the kids and I think they should have fun. However, I could see it getting crowded, in that little space. How could they distance, and that concerned me. But so when I saw that it was back against the wall, I thought that was the best thing to do.
Last question. Do you think all these measures that we're taking, are they the right moves? I guess this is something that's never happened before, or not in our...
Obviously, we've never had anything like this happen before, but I think they've done all the right things, and the fact that there's so little COVID-19 here shows that all our people have been very, very good and very, very careful, and we've had good leadership. And I think that's quite obvious. Yeah.
Tell me about your thoughts. Obviously, you've seen this. The fence moved back approximately, I think it's approximately 15 feet. Tell me what your thoughts are on that.
Well, I'm a little concerned about that. I think having the ability to walk on the sand was somewhat of a compromise for the town people, so that they could feel the texture of the sand and at least have a little more space when they walked through the park. But now with the fence tightly up to the wall, we have less room. So to me, it's poor mathematics, actually. It's making less space for social distancing.
From what, I don't know whether I spoke to you about this or I mentioned this, but from what rumor is, I guess, they may be going to council with the fence about either opening it up or having some sort of they're going to have a discussion about it.
Yeah.
About it. So there's possibilities it may be removed. There may be a limited number. There may, I guess it's open-ended what can happen. But I mean, with that on the horizon, do you think they acted too fast to move this before council came forward?
I'm afraid that the fence being put here was their full commitment to the whole summer. I don't think they would have jumped at that really quickly. They jumped at the local people who chose to make a petition that was worded in a way with a lot of duress for the council people to be responsible for the health of the people that live here. But I think the wording of it was in a way that it didn't give them an option to make a compromise for the local people. And I think the compromise that would be best suited for the local people is to at least open it Monday through Thursday. And if they want to close it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so be it. But Monday through Thursday, we have no issues of crowding down here. There's plenty of space for everybody.
Tamara, can you tell me about the incident that happened yesterday, please?
Well, we were under the impression that the splash pad was to be opened last Saturday. So I had an appointment downtown and we thought, well, let's get our kids out of the house. So my husband brought our 3 young children to what we thought would be the splash pad downtown at the beach. Upon their arrival, they discovered that the splash pad isn't actually open. Maybe only on the weekends, I'm not sure. So of course, being that the fence or the beach is completely fenced off and the play structures are roped off, there wasn't much left for my children who were looking forward to going to the splash pad. So they decided to set up in the small border that was left between the boardwalk and the fencing, the beginnings of the fence, where they were approached by a bylaw officer. I wasn't there at this first incident, so I understand that there was some threatening happening with tickets regarding a bylaw that doesn't exist, and of course police involvement. So my husband left and they came to meet me at my appointment, where we then decided to go back down to the beach to check out, well, maybe the splash pad is working and they just didn't touch, there's the hand sensors there, that maybe they didn't try that route. So we discovered once again that the splash pad isn't actually open. And along the way, we had met some other people that were voicing some concerns regarding the ridiculousness of parks being closed down for children, and that there wasn't a lot of space for people, especially living in apartments and condos, to do anything with their young children. And of course, my children at this point have already made their way back into the sand with their buckets that they brought to play in the splash pad with. And so the bylaw officer approaches again, and we're having a conversation basically just in regards to what this bylaw is specifically, because to my knowledge, and as it turns out, there isn't actually a bylaw that prevents anyone from going onto the beach. She references the Trespass of Property Act, which a bylaw officer can't actually enforce. And we weren't trespassing. So we were clearly within the defined lines of where was fenced off and where wasn't. And at that point, the bylaw officer left. So it was very anticlimactic, but it was nice to find out that there wasn't actually a bylaw being enforced here, and that this closure seems to be leading to more questions rather than definitive answers in terms of who is acting lawfully.
So do you think that's why they moved the fence back today?
Purely speculative, but I would assume that plays a role here, because we definitely pointed out some indiscrepancies that maybe weren't evident before.
You've had frustrations with this. You've been before council before, but you've had frustrations getting answers about what's going on?
Correct, yes. I've been reaching out to council weekly since the end of April. I have had none of the questions that I have posed to them answered. Specifically targeted as of Monday, June 8th, I targeted 5 very specific questions to Mayor Henderson, which he, as the Mayor of Cobourg, should absolutely have the answers to. And here we are a week, 8 days later. I'm still waiting for a response. I was told I would be responded to the end of last week, which has yet to happen. So at this point, I'm taking some further steps here to hold these elected officials accountable. There seems to be a lot of lack of transparency here with our elected officials, and I'm a constituent within this region, and a lot of people are getting very fed up and they'd like some answers. So who enforces that?
And really, I guess if I get this correct, the one thing you're looking for is answers, and you're not getting them?
Right. Yeah. I mean, Mayor Henderson spoke I think it was last week in a news article, of the democratic process that he holds dear. Well, here I am, as a constituent, the town of Cobourg, tax-paying citizen, who is trying to uphold the democratic process. And so I'm left wondering here, does Mayor Henderson care about the democratic process when it suits a specific narrative? Or does he care about his tax-paying constituents that are coming to him with genuine concerns and pretty basic questions that he should have the answer to?